Greetings, and thank you for taking the time to view my presentation today. My name is Christian Holloway, and today I will be discussing the mechanisms of addiction and answer the question as to whether or not drug addiction is a brain disease. To begin, I'd like to discuss the mechanisms of addiction, more specifically those that occur in the brain. Stephen E. Hyman describes how various scientists previously believed that dopamine served as a pleasure-signaling neurotransmitter in the brain. While this may be true, it also appears to be the case that dopamine's primary role is to promote reward-related learning. For example, hunger, thirst, and sexual arousal are all internal stimuli that are influenced by dopamine levels. In terms of eating habits and behavior, when dopamine levels are low, the brain's immediate response is to stimulate the thought to search for food to meet the human body's demands. External cues related to internal stimuli, such as the sight or odor of food, trigger the release of dopamine into the brain and create an expectation of reward. The more intense the concentration of dopamine, the greater the reward is perceived to be, and the more likely the individual is to complete the task. It is in this way that dopamine is responsible for shaping human behavior. In drug addiction, the phasic release of dopamine tends to be more generous and more prolonged than that of natural stimuli. Therefore, a person is more likely to act on the external stimuli related to drugs than any other type of stimuli. Now for the topic of drug addiction as a brain disease. A brain disease, or encephalopathy, is a broad term for any disease that causes damage to the brain to such an extent that it alters its function or structure. Instances of disturbances in the structure and function of the brain due to chronic drug addiction serves as evidence that it is indeed a brain disease by definition. Such disturbances include the disruption of dopamine's function in the brain's reward system and the adverse effects that it has on behavior. Similarly, RDS, a brain disorder characterized by a significant deficiency of dopamine in the brain's reward center, is a strong predictor in determining whether or not an individual will become a substance abuser. Scientists also described a disturbance in the structure of gray matter in the brain and how a portion of this crucial neuron-containing brain material is destroyed due to the abuse of psychoactive substances. Drug addiction is a brain disease, seeing that we have pointed out specific instances in which the brain structure and function are negatively altered due directly to the effects of drug addiction. Thank you.